Okay, so we are going to talk about multiplying these two binomials together. And part of the reason that we're looking at multiplication first is because multiplication and what we're really wanting to do is factor. They're so closely related that if you can do your multiplication, a lot of what we're going to talk about with factoring makes a whole lot more sense. So that's kind of why we're going on this particular route. We also want to look for some patterns that tend to emerge from doing our multiplication. Now, if you remember, we're going to do you're going to use FOIL. In your notes, you should have written down that FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, and last. It's just the order in which we want to do our multiplication. So we're going to start with our first. We're going to go from 2x to x, and that is going to give us a 2x squared. Remember, when you multiply variables together, like x times x, you add their exponents. Since both of these have an exponent of 1, 1 plus 1 would give us 2. So that's how we're getting that 2x squared. So the next one we're going to do is our outside. That's going to be from 2x to negative 4. That's going to give us a negative 8x. Now we're going to go on the inside, so we're going to go to this negative 3. We're going to multiply it times the x. So negative 3 times x is going to give us negative 3x. And then we do our last. That's going to be negative 3 to a negative 4. That is going to give us a positive 12. So we have actually done our multiplication. The next step that we're going to do is actually to combine like terms. Hopefully you can notice we still have this 2x squared. There's nothing we can do with that guy. But these middle two terms are both x's, so we can actually combine them. So we have negative 8 minus 3. Since they are both negative, we're going to add those numbers together and keep the sign. So 8 plus 3 would be 11. This would be negative 11x. And then we'll bring down our plus 12. And we have FOILed this binomial into 2x squared minus 11x plus 12. So let's do the same thing with our second example here. We've got x minus 4 times x plus 3. So we are going to distribute that x, starting with x times x, which is going to give us x squared. Then we're going to do x times 3. That's going to give us a plus 3x. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our inside, and we're going to do negative 4 times x. That's going to give us a negative 4x. And then we're going to do our last. That's going to be negative 4 times 3. That's going to give us negative 12. Again, we're going to combine like terms at this point. We're going to say x squared. We're going to take these two together here in the center. We've got a positive 3x and a negative 4. Since they are opposite signs, we are going to subtract them. And 3 minus 4 would give us 1. Since 4 is larger, that is going to be a negative 1. But we're just going to put negative x. So we won't actually write the 1 there. And this will be minus 12. So x minus 4 times x plus 3 multiplies to x squared minus x minus 12. All right, one more example just to make sure we're all on the same page here. So we are going to FOIL again. We're going to take and do our first. So x times x is going to give us x squared. Then we're going to do our outsides. So x times negative 2 is going to give us negative 2x. We're going to go over to our inside. That's going to be negative 10 times x. That'll give us negative 10x. And then we're going to do our last. So we're going to do the last one in each one of these. That's right here. That's negative 10 times negative 2, which will be a positive 20. And again, once we get it all multiplied out, we can look and say, hey, wait, these two in the center are like terms. Since they are both negative, we are going to add them and keep that sign. So this is going to end up being x squared minus 12x plus 20. And that would be our answer for that third example.